Okay. So what is DSI formula for beam? So DSI is equal to DSI external plus DSI internal. Okay. Degree of static indeterminacy. DSI external plus DSI internal. Now in case of beam, so we have to study two structures. First will be beam, second will be frame. So in case of beam, the formula will be R minus 3, whereas DSI internal will be 0 in case of beam. As in case of beam, no any member forces we are calculating. So that's why DSI internal will be 0. Okay. Then in case of frame, DSI is given by the formula DSI external plus DSI internal. DSI external it will be R minus 3 and DSI internal 3 into C. So 3 into C. So there are three different formulas for DSI internal. In some book you may see this formula as 3 into C. In some reference book you may get the formula as 3m minus in bracket 3j minus 3. 3j minus 3. So there are different formulas. So we will go with 3 into C. So what is C represents? Suppose this is the frame. This is the frame given in the numerical and we have to find out the DSI. Okay, so this is the beam, this is the beam. So DSI external it will be R minus 3. For DSI internal we have to use the formula 3 into C. So what is C represent? These are the number of closed loop. So how many closed loops are there? So that we have to identify. So here, so this is the closed loop. Okay, this is the closed loop. So there is only one closed loop is there. So that's why here C is equal to 1. So 3 into 1 as closed loop is 1, 3 into 1 3, so that is the DSI internal. But as per our syllabus what we have to discuss, we have to discuss the rigid jointed rectangular frame. So what that rectangular frame it means it will be the combination of two columns and one beam. So it will be frame like this, it will have combination of column and beam, and this will be open frame, portal frame will be there, single bay single story portal frame, rectangular frame. So number of closed loops C it will be always 0. समजून घ्या, C will be always 0 in this unit number 3 means, so at C will be 0, so this term will be 0. And again for the frame, we have to refer R minus 3 as a DSI formula in flexibility method. Means in case of flexibility method, so the DSI for beams as well as frame can be find out using the formula R minus 3. हा फॉर्म्युला लक्षात ठेवायचा आहे, R minus 3, where R is, yes, where R is, what is R? R काय असते यामध्ये? Where R represents what is meaning of R, small r, where R represent the number of unknown reactions, means on the support conditions that R values depend. Suppose if it is fixed support, it will have 3 reactions. If it is hinge one, it will have 2 reactions. If it is roller one, it will have 1 reaction. So based on the support conditions, we have to calculate the R and the DSI R minus 3. Okay, so this is the important point. Now steps to follow. Now note it down. So step number 1 is to get the DSI. So step number 1 in case of beam as well as frame. If the numerical is there from beam as well as frame, so initially we have to find out the DSI. As this is the force method, we have to identify the number of unknown forces and that we have to find out. So the DSI is given by R minus 3 that we have discussed. Number of unknown reactions minus 3. And 3, this is nothing but the equations of statics that we are having. Summation fx equal to 0, summation fy equal to 0, summation of moment equal to 0. These are the three conditions. As we are dealing with the plane structure, as per our syllabus, you have to study the plane structure, means that will be 2D structure. So we are having 3 equations. If it is a space structure, we are having 6 equations. So as far our syllabus is concerned, we have to deal with plane structure. So number of reactions are 3. So R minus 3. So these 3 will be summation fx equal to 0, fy equal to 0, and moment equal to 0. So means from this first step, you will get the how many unknowns are there. how many redundant reactions are there. Suppose there will be n reactions, suppose small n reactions. Okay. Now secondly, we have to select that reactions. Now here what I have written, select redundant reaction. Here I have not written select the redundant member, because mostly in case of beams and frame, our main interest to get the redundant reactions. Additional excess reactions are there, so that reactions we have to find out using this flexibility concept. Okay, so whatever may be the additional reaction, suppose there is a one continuous beam, left end is fixed, and it is having two roller supports. Okay, so this is the beam, this is A, this is B, this is C. Now tell me, for this particular beam, how many unknown reactions are there? Number of reactions, number of reactions. Yes, at B and C roller support, so how many reactions are there? Shubham, Srikant. So at fixed support, three unknown reactions. At roller, one unknown reactions. Again at support C, there is a roller support, one unknown reaction. So total five reactions are there. So R will be five. Number of unknown reactions will be how much? Five. And the DSI will be R minus 3. So 5 minus 3. So this 5 minus 3 is equal to 2. So 2 is the value of DSI. Means out of 5 reactions, 2 reactions we can't solve using the available equations. Means summation fx fy moment, using that 3 static equations, we can't solve all the reactions. How many reactions we can solve? We can solve 3 reactions. But still 2 reactions are unknown. Okay. That additional 2 reactions we have to solve using this flexibility method, using the compatibility equations of flexibility. Okay, means here we are having 5 reactions, 3 at A and 1 at support B and C. Okay, so out of that 5 reactions we have to select any 2 reactions which will act as a redundant. Why 2? Because DSI is 2. If DSI is 3, DSI value is 3, then we have to select 3 reactions. In that case, here we have to select Q1, Q2 and Q3. And this Q matrix, it is a column matrix. Q, it is a column matrix of order n by 1, of order n by 1. And that n is nothing but the DSI. What is n? It is the value of DSI. Suppose DSI is 2, we have to calculate Q1 and Q2. समजते का बघा, we have to calculate Q1 and Q2 using this flexibility concept. If the DSI is n, we have to find out Q1 up to Qn. So as for our syllabus is concerned, so maximum DSI it will be up to 3. It will be up to 3. Maximum 3 असेल, minimum 1 असेल. Okay. So in between 1 to 3 you will get the value of DSI. Means based on the DSI, the number of reactions we have to select. Suppose there will be n number of reactions. Out of n number of reactions, we have to select the reactions which is equal to the value of DSI. DSI जर 2 असेल तर तुम्हाला 2 रिएक्शन फाइंड आउट करायचे आहेत किंवा सिलेक्ट करायचे आहेत पर्टिक्युलर बीम मध्ये. The next step will be assign the coordinates. So once you select the reactions, once you select the reaction, in case of beam, suppose total 5 reactions are there. Out of 5 reactions, you have selected 2 reactions which are vertical reactions. So for simplicity of calculation, always select the vertical reaction. Okay, and give the number. Suppose for Q1 you have selected firstly, you are considering Q1 it is the first reaction and Q2 it is the second reaction. So assign the numbers in case of beam. Okay, so how to assign the coordinates? Suppose this is the beam, this is the beam, and we have selected roller support reaction as a redundant. Then I will write here coordinate 1 and I will write here coordinate 2. So these are the coordinates. Okay, this is for your understanding. So same sequence you have to maintain, which reaction you have selected first and which reaction you have selected second. Okay, so if you omit or discard this step number 3, it is also fine. So no any mark will be deducted, but to maintain the same sequence you should know what is the reaction 1 you have selected, or what is q1 and what is q2. The sequence of 1 and 2 we have to remember. Step number 3 मध्ये महत्वाचं काय, maintain the sequence, which reaction you have selected first and which reaction you have selected second, that you have to maintain. So that's why assign the coordinates 1 and 2. Okay. The next, we have to remove these supports. What is the next? We have to remove the redundant reaction to get the basic determinate structure. So once you selected q1 and q2, suppose rb and rc you have selected, then remove that supports. If you remove that supports, then the structure will be released structure. Why released structure? Because we have released reaction at b and c. Suppose this is the beam, this is the beam given in the numerical. Okay, this is B, this is C. And we have selected this as a Q1 and we have selected B as a Q2. Now to get the release structure or basic determinate structure, so we have to remove, what we have to remove? We have to remove Q1, then we have to remove Q2. Means this part, this Q1 and Q2 we have to remove. These two reactions we have to remove. Then if you remove this, the beam will be, okay, resulting beam will be like this, and this is the cantilever beam which is statically determinate. So we can say release structure is the structure after releasing the redundant reaction, after releasing, or we can say removing the resultant redundant reaction. Okay, so when you get the release structure after releasing the redundant reaction, after releasing the redundant reaction that we have selected in step number 2. Okay, so for simplicity, always select the roller support reaction as a redundant, and that structure it is also called as the basic determinate structure, and the diagram it will be Yum diagram. Now next concept, it is Yum diagram. What is Yum diagram? So draw the given beam as it is and remove redundant reaction, and the loading will be as it is. Suppose loading is there on a beam, loading will be as it is. Just remove the reaction, and the diagram you will get, that will be Yum diagram. That will be Yum diagram, which is determinate structure, which will be determinate structure. And the Yum diagram is very very IMP concept. So to drawing the Yum diagram, so weightage of 1 mark will be there in examination. Okay. Now next we have to perform the displacement analysis. What is next? In case of truss, how you can correlate this with truss? So in case of truss, we have performed P analysis, then you have performed the K analysis. Okay. Now what is P analysis? So this is the displacement analysis due to the given loading condition. So similarly, here we have to complete, or here we have to discuss displacement of released structure. Okay. So due to the given loading condition, that is dql. So this dql, it is the displacement due to the given loading condition. It is the displacement due to the given loading condition. So for that dql matrix, we have to prepare the table format. So dql, it is the displacement in the given structure due to the loading condition. So we can say this is the P analysis. In short, as if you compare with the truss, this will be our P analysis. Okay. The next will be the flexibility matrix. So for flexibility matrix, what you have did in the truss, that will be K analysis. Means here we have to remove the loading and we have to apply unit load in place of redundant Q1 and Q2 respectively, and the diagram will be M1 and M2 diagram. Okay, so to DQL matrix and flexibility matrix, we have to prepare the table format, because this flexibility method, it depends on one compatibility equation, and that equation is dq is equal to dql plus f into q. So these are only 4 terms we have to discuss in the flexibility method. Now what is dq? This is the displacement given in the structure, means in beam and frame, if there is a settlement of support is there, otherwise this will be a null matrix. What is null matrix? All the elements will be 0. Okay, this is one. Next will be dql matrix. So dql matrix, it is also a column matrix of order n by 1. If n is equal to dsi and dsi is equal to 2, then this dql matrix, it will have 2 elements, that will be dql1 and dql2. So how to get that element, that we will explain later on. But here remember, dq, it is a column matrix, DQL, it is also column matrix. Okay. And Q, it is the redundant matrix, that is also column matrix. Q काय असेल तो आपल्याला फाइंड आउट करायचा आहे. n by 1, or if DSI is 2 by 1, there will be two elements in that column matrix, and the last will be a flexibility matrix. So that flexibility matrix, it is a square matrix. So this is the square matrix of order n by n. Okay, of order n by n. Suppose n is equal to DSI and DSI is equal to 2. So that flexibility matrix, it will have four elements: F11, F12, then F21, and F22. These are the four elements we have to find out in case of flexibility matrix. But we know that from the reciprocals theorem, F11, sorry, F12 is equal to F21. So these two elements, indirect element, it will be same. If you calculated F12, which is equal to F21, means three elements you have to find out: 1, 1, 2, 2, and 1, 3 in the flexibility matrix. Now to work out this DQL matrix and flexibility matrix, we have to prepare the table format. Okay, we have to prepare the table format, and the table format will be like this. So we have to divide the given beam in number of segment, or we can say number of zones. Okay, so there will be 2 3 zones depend on the loading condition and support conditions. We have to divide beam in number of segment, that we will discuss afterwards. So first column will be zone, second will be cross section EI. If it EI is constant, don't need to take consider the column. If it is different, consider the column EI. Then limits. So what are the limits of that particular zone? What is the span of that zone? 0 to L, 0 to 2 meter, or 0 to 4 meter, like that span of the zone. Okay, then origin. So for that particular zone, what is the origin point, what is the starting point of that segment or zone, that we have to consider. The next important columns are capital M, next will be M1 and M2. So these three parameters is nothing but we have to write down the bending moment equation at a section X. Okay, so what is M? So this is the M diagram. So for that, this capital M bending moment, we have to refer the M diagram, whereas M1 and M2, these are also bending moment equation. So for this, we have to refer M1 and M2 diagram separately. Means if DSI is 2, there will be three diagrams. First will be M diagram, next will be M1 diagram, and third will be M2 diagram. So what M indicates, this is the bending moment in a zone at a distance X from the origin. Suppose I will consider this is A, B, this is one of the zone, and the origin is point A. This point A is the origin. So how to get the M? So for M, we have to refer the M diagram, take the section. So where to take the section? In between that particular zone. Okay, and you have to write down the bending moment equation at that particular section, and the X distance will be from the origin. What is origin? A point is the origin, means at that particular section, consider this much portion and write down the bending moment equation, which will be in terms of X. As distance we have considered as X, so in equation you will get all the terms in terms of X. Similarly, the bending moment in M1 and M2 diagram, it will be your bending moment equation in terms of X in these columns. So what point you have to remember? So divide the beam in number of segment. Okay, then write down the bending moment equation in terms of X. Then next will be, we have to use the compatibility equation. So this is the compatibility equation we have discussed. Only flexibility matrix, it is the square matrix, or else all elements will be a column matrix. Okay, means if you find out all these four terms, you will get two equations, two unknown. If DSI is 2, you will get two equations and two unknown. So solve that two equations on your calci, you will get the value of Q1 and Q2. So once you get the Q, which are the redundant reaction, find the remaining reactions and the movement and draw SFD and BMD. So these are the 9 points we have to refer. Now, how to get the DQL and flexibility? So there are formulas. So for this DQL, what formula we have to refer? There is one formula. So for DQL, term kya hai? DQL. Okay. So for DQL, the formula is integration 0 to L for DQL. Integration 0 to L summation capital M into M1 divided by EI. Suppose there are two elements for DQL matrix. First will be DQL1. So this is the formula we have to refer. So what we have to refer? Summation of integration. Integration of what? So this m into m1, multiply this term with this term, take the integration from this limit. Okay, definite integration करायचा आहे. And same we have to repeat or make the summation for all the zones. Suppose there are three zones, so m into m1 integration 0 to L plus m into m1 integration from 0 to L. So that's why it is summation. So for second element, for dql2, so this will be same integration summation m into, here it will be m2, here it will be m2. Okay, so this is the formula, and this definite integration you can perform on your calci. That is for dql matrix. Next will be for flexibility matrix. Now for flexibility matrix, this is the formula we have to refer. What is the formula? Integration summation m1 into m1. So there are three elements we know, f11. So for f11, so m1 square integration 0 to L plus second zone is there. If there is a second zone, again same m1 square integration 0 to L. So that's why it is summation m1 into m1, that is for f11. Then for f22, here it will be m2 into m2, and for f12 or f21, here it will be m1 into m2. Okay, so these are the formulas. So when you are taking the numerical, you will get the idea. Okay, so these are the steps. Means ultimately in this method, using the flexibility method, what we have to find out? We have to find out the unknown reactions, unknown redundant reactions. So these are the steps that we have to refer. Means this Q is nothing but it may be your Q1. So Q1 you may have selected RC, Q2 you may have selected RB. Means after the application of this compatibility equation, so what we get the redundant reactions. Okay, RC and RB. So once you get RC and RB, then find out the remaining reaction. How to find out the remaining reaction? Use the condition summation fx summation fy summation of moment equal to 0 to get the remaining reaction. So once you get all the reaction, draw the SFD and draw the BMD. Okay, these are the steps to follow, or we can say solution technique. Now we will discuss one numerical in detail. Same steps you have to follow. Okay. Now this is the beam. Analyze the beam shown in figure by flexibility method. Take EI constant. Take EI constant. Okay. Now what is the beam? Is continuous beam. Support A, it is fixed one. Okay, support A काय बघा, support A fix आहे, support B and C, these are the roller support. So what is step number one? Step number one is to get the DSI. Okay, and the AD it is 3 meter, DB it is 3 meter, and BC it is 6 meter. Okay, 6 meter, 3 meter, 3 meter. EI constant आहे. Now step number one, we know that get the DSI. Get the DSI. Now tell me what is DSI here? काय असेल? DSI R minus 3. R minus 3. Okay. Yes. Number of unknown reactions किती असतील सांगा. Number of unknown reactions किती असतील बघा. रिएक्ट सपोर्ट काय आहेत बघा. फिक्स सपोर्ट, रोलर सपोर्ट, रोलर सपोर्ट. Okay. So what is value of R? Akash, what is value of R? Unknown reactions at fixed support 3, at roller support 1 1. So total reactions are 5. Okay, 5 minus 3. So DSI will be 2. DSI का असेल 2. So step number 1 is to get the DSI R minus 3. So we know that DSI internal will be 0 for the beams. So you can directly write R minus 3. Step number 2 is what? Select the redundant reaction. Select the redundant reaction. Now, out of these 5 reactions, Out of these 5 reactions, always select the reaction at roller support. So these are two roller support. We are having DSI 2. So we will select Q1 is equal to RC and Q2 is equal to RB. समजते का बघा. सी पॉइंटला फर्स्ट घेतला आपला Q1 आणि बी पॉइंटला Q2 घेतला. ओके. So in step number 2, select redundant reaction. Q1 is equal to RC and Q2 is equal to RB. Third, assign the coordinates. So assigning the coordinate means we have to number the first Q1. So what is Q1? So this is first. RC is equal to Q1. So that's why first coordinate at point C. Okay. What is Q2? Second point. RB is Q2. So that's why this is second ordinate. So you can change the sequence also. You can consider Q1 is equal to RB and Q2 is equal to RC. So that freedom you are having. You can select any sequence, but the same sequence we have to maintain. Okay. Either you can select C point first or B point first. It's up to you. But the same sequence you have to maintain throughout the calculation up to the last step. Okay. Here, what I have considered, RC is 1 and RB is 2. Okay. Next, what is the next step? Now we have selected RC and RB. Now we have to remove these supports. We have to remove these supports to get the Yum diagram. So if I remove these two supports, remove selected redundant reactions RC and RB and draw release structure means our Yum diagram. So we have to draw the Yum diagram. So if I remove RB and RC, now see this. So only at A there is a fixed support. Loading will be as it is. We have just removed the support which was redundant. Now this particular diagram, it is Yum diagram. Okay, this is Yum diagram. So for Yum diagram, correct drawing, 1 mark will be there in your examination. Okay, drawing correct Yum diagram. So how to draw the Yum diagram? Remove the redundant reaction that we have selected. So what reaction we have selected? RC and RB. So remove the roller support at RC and RB. So we have removed RC and RB. This is Yum diagram. Okay. Now what is next? Remove the given loading condition and apply unit load in place of RC and RB. Key analysis सारखंच आहे. Remove the given loading. Okay. Remove the given loading and apply Q1 is equal to 1. There are two diagrams na, M1 and M2. So how to draw the M1 diagram? Remove the given load and apply RC is equal to 1. समजतंय का बघा, कारण RC आपण काय घेतलाय, Q1 घेतलाय. RC is equal to 1. So this is M1 diagram. Okay. Remove the load and apply Q1 is equal to 1. Now tell me how to draw the M2 diagram. M2 diagram कशी ड्रॉ करायची सांगा, कोण सांगेल? श्रीकांत. How to draw the M2 diagram? M1 ला काय केलं? Q1 is equal to 1. Remove the given load. That will be M1. M2 ला काय असेल मग? Remove the given load and apply Q2 is equal to 1. Q2 is equal to 1 means your RB is equal to 1. So this is M1 diagram. This is M2 diagram. Okay. Now next, table format. So what is table format? So we have to divide this particular beam in 3 different zones. So first will be BC zone, second will be DB zone, and third will be AD zone. Okay. So as if you see the beam, so first zone, it will be, we can say BC or CB zone. This is first zone. Second will be DB zone. Okay. And third will be AD zone, or you can say DA zone. So these are 3 different zones. Now for first zone, we will consider starting point C as a origin. Okay. So for BC zone, we will consider C point as a origin. And tell me what will be the limit for this BC zone. BC zone चे limit काय असतील? What will be the limit of BC zone? What is the span of BC? What is the limits? Limits means the total span. The span is 6 meter, means limits are 0 to 6, starting point to the end point, 0 to 6. Similarly, for this DB zone, so for second zone, we will consider B point as a origin. If I consider this B point as a origin, so again limit will be 0 to 3, because this span is 3 meter. B point is the origin. Next zone, AD zone. So for AD zone, we will consider D point as a origin. Then again limit will be 0 to 3. Okay. So these are three different zones. Means in the table format, three different zones, and that zones will be, first will be BC, DB and AD. Okay. And the origin will be starting from the right, C, B and D. And one point you have to remember, make a star or note लिहून ठेवा. If there is a fixed end at left support, there is a fixed support at left end, note it down. If there is fixed support at left end, always consider origin point from right. Always consider origin point from right, because here at left support it is fixed one, so we have selected origin from right end. And opposite, if there is fixed support at right end, always consider origin from लेफ्ट एंड. ऑलवेज कन्सिडर ओरिजिन फ्रॉम लेफ्ट एंड. फिक्स सपोर्टच्या अपोजिट साईडनं तुम्हाला ओरिजिन स्टार्ट करायचं आहे. सो दीज आर द ओरिजिन्स. मीन्स दिस इज फ्रॉम लेफ्ट, सी बी डी. ओके, सी बी डी. So what is next? We have to write down the equations for the bending moment. But before that, we should know the limit. Now we know that BC limit will be 0 to 6. Then for DB 0 to 3. Again for AD it will be 0 to 3. So these are the limits. That is also important, because within this limit we have to integrate the function. Now what is capital M? So this capital M, it is nothing but the bending moment. It is nothing but the bending moment. Now we will consider for BC zone. Means, so this bending moment equation we have to find out for BC zone, DB zone and AD zone. Means this M we want for all three different zones. So how to proceed? How to proceed, that we will discuss now. So first, initially for BC member. Okay, initially for BC member, or we can say CB member. Now what we want, आता हा पॉइंट महत्वाचा आहे, लक्षात घ्या. What we want the capital M. For which zone? Initially we will consider the BC zone. Okay, what is the origin point? C point is the origin for this BC zone. Okay, C point is the origin, so this is the origin point. ठीक है. Now what is next? We want the bending moment equation. So take the section in between BC. काय करायचं बघा, टेक द सेक्शन इन बिटवीन BC ॲट अ डिस्टन्स एक्स फ्रॉम द ओरिजिन. झोन काय बघायचा, झोन काय आहे, BC झोन आहे किंवा CB झोन आहे. टेक द सेक्शन लाईन इन बिटवीन. हा आहे B, हा आहे C, ही झाली सेक्शन लाईन तुमची. ठीक आहे. सो दिस इज द सेक्शन लाईन. सो व्हॉट अबाउट द डिस्टन्स एक्स? सो ऑलवेज सिलेक्ट द एक्स डिस्टन्स फ्रॉम द ओरिजिन. मग ओरिजिन काय आहे, C आहे. सो दे एक्स डिस्टन्स असेल, so that x distance, horizontal distance, it is always from the origin. Origin काय आहे, C आहे. So this is x distance. Okay, so at this particular section, if this distance is x, write down the bending moment equation by considering the right portion. Now there is a UDL of 10 kilonewton per meter, and the now span is x. For the right portion, we know that clockwise is minus. For right portion, clockwise is minus. So this is the right portion, and the movement of this UDL about this section line, it will be clockwise. That's why minus. मग movement काय असेल याची सांगा. This is UDL. Now this is x. Okay, this is 10 UDL intensity, and this is the section line. Movement will be clockwise 10 into, what is length? It is x. What is perpendicular distance? X by 2. So that's why it will be minus 10 x square by 2. Minus 10 x square by 2, that is equal to minus 5x square. Minus 5x square. समजते का बघा. Take the section line in between zone. Take the distance x from the origin. महत्वाचं काय आहे, always take this horizontal distance from the origin. So the moment will be minus 10x square by 2. If you simplify further, you will get minus 5x square as a bending moment. Okay, now we will see what is that moment. So if you refer table, that is minus 5x square. That is the reason. Okay, so sagging is positive, that's why on the right portion clockwise is minus and anti-clockwise is plus. Sagging, it will be like this is positive. So on the right portion, anti-clockwise positive, clockwise negative. So this is clockwise, that's why negative. Okay, because we are considering sagging positive, and this is sagging. Okay, this is for one zone BC. Now secondly, we will consider second, it is for DB zone. Second, it is for DB zone. Again, we have to refer the yum diagram because we want yum for DB zone. Origin will be B. Okay, and the section line, it will be in between. This is point D, in between BD. This will be X. This will be X. Okay. Again, we have to find out the bending moment equation. So we will discuss in the next